Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another stream as usual. Yeah. So today the plan is to look again at, or still we look at Cubical Marching Squares. I have an idea how to debug the thing that I wanted to debug yesterday. I just didn't have kind of the idea anymore how to do it basically, but we will add back our debug window. Oh, we can do that. And here we call begin. Here we call end. And I think that's already good enough to bring back our view. Hopefully. Yeah, perfect. So that works. Okay. So the thing is, we only... I mean, it's only one cube, so we probably can do that all the time. And can I... Can I just do that? Show line segments here. Where we go through that and then we go through all our points. And we add them. And then, yeah, we have the color index here. And that should hopefully give us something here, yeah. Is that not how it works? Or is it that we maybe we do it too often? Ah, no, we have that one here, right? Alright, maybe not. Let's do a segments clear, then we are safe on that side. Okay. So does that make sense? I mean, in that case, that does make sense, okay. But that doesn't make sense at all. Good. So that's wrong, right? So we can already establish that. Then that is definitely not how it should be. So that says it goes from 3 to 1 and from 1 to 9. Does that at least make sense? From 3 to 9 and from 9 to... No, from 3 to 9, right? That's what it was. So from 3 to 1 and from 1 to 9, sorry, okay. From 3 to 1 and from 1 to 9? Which doesn't make a lot of sense because that's not how it should be, but maybe we are doing it in the wrong order. Hold on. It might be that we have some stuff that's wrong. Because we don't have that unified. Yeah. And then this is right. This is bottom. This is top. This is left. So that should already help a little bit. Okay, so that looks better. That looks correct now. We just check if every corner is correct. Okay, so that works. And then this one should be the simplest case, right? Where, let's bring that over here as well. So basically that should be 8 1 1 2 2 8, right? Probably it's not the case. Didn't make it. So that is wrong. How come that it's thinking it's that? Why would it not? Oh, did I set my breakpoint wrong? Maybe, right? Yeah, I did. So that's face index 0, which is the back face. And then this says that it's from edge 3 to 1. Which is this one. Which does not make sense. Edge 3 and edge 1. Hey, Captain Chica. Hello there. Yeah, where are the GIFs in the chat? Right. Hope you had a good week so far and last week. That's why I was not streaming last week. And yeah, welcome. How is the weather in Spain? Is it already 30 degrees? Maybe I'm being a GIF is a sin. Okay, well, okay. Hold on. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so now exactly, so we go from V2 to V3, which kind of makes sense because that's, I mean, what we do, right? Because it's edge 3. So we go from 2 to 3, which makes sense in that context. Because we do this edge, but it's on the wrong side. It was actually warmer in Croatia than in Barcelona. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's probably very, very similar most of the time, I think. I am actually in Croatia next week, which will be interesting. Alright, so I do think that's a bit of a problem, right? It's reboot. I don't know if it's called recon, but yeah, the reboot conference. This one. And my company sends me there. So there will be not many streams next week because of that. All right. So shouldn't this be V0, V1, V2, V3 then in this case? Because that's how we feed the values, right? And probably this should be edge 2, edge 3, if that's how we would want to do it. Which I'm not sure if it makes sense. I mean, what is actually the case here? The case is 7. Oh, but okay, no, hold on, that makes sense. Because for the cases that is correct. But then this one doesn't make sense. Well, I guess because it's, I don't know, probably because of Game of Thrones, right? So maybe that is already a problem, that Isn't that... Wait, hold on. Isn't that kinda sus then? So this is the back face, so it's this one, 6420. But then we do this conversion. Where we do this conversion, which is fine. Because what matches is this, and this gives me the correct indices, right? Because it gives me 6 and 2, which is correct because that's what it does here, right? Yeah. I mean, they would do place most of the stuff in Zagreb, but Zagreb is kind of demolished right now. Oh, okay. My geographic knowledge is really bad. Is Zagreb on the Zagreb have like sea next to it? I mean, because oh no, it doesn't look like it, right? So maybe that's another reason, right? Because it looks like Dubrovnik is next to the sea, which makes it nice as well. Okay, so that is not correct then. Hold on. Because then in this case we are phase 0, which is... Isn't that already weird? Wait, hold on. Why is that phase 0 and it has a value? Oh no, because we did the lower corner this time, not the upper corner, so that's fine. But we are... this corner is filled. So we should have an edge from 1 to 2. So this one. But it says 3 to 1. Base edge to cube edge. Probably it's just that is flipped. Does that make sense? It doesn't really make sense. I mean, maybe it does make sense with this list here. Because that's edge 0, edge 1, edge 2, edge 3. And then in the case of this one, this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So we have 0 and 2, which is edge 1. Which should be this. If my geography is correct, Zagreb is second capital city downstream on Sava from Vienna. Well, if you say so. I didn't even know what Sava is, so. Something is wrong with my edges and my corners and everything. So here it says we take 2 and 3 and then we index. Hold on, no, we don't index with that one, we index with those. So edge 3 and edge 1. So we go in face index 0 with edge 3, edge 1. And that would be from 3, 1 and 2, 3. 3, 1 and 2, 3, which is this side. Which on this one would be this and this. Which is not correct actually, right? Well, it doesn't need to match here, hold on. Yeah, in reality we actually give the vertices really like that, right? Which I'm not sure if it's the smartest thing to do, but okay, and then we have edge 2, edge 3 like that. So probably yeah, we most likely need to all of those maybe. Maybe. I mean, that's a big maybe, right? Okay, so we do that again. We show the line segments. They are correct, of course, because we didn't change that. And then we set a breakpoint in here. And we have 3 line segments. And we go from 2 to 1, from 1 to 8, and from 8 to 2. I mean, at least that looks somewhat sensible. It's at least like closing on itself, right? Because we go from 2 to 1, from 1 to 8, from 8 to 2, so it's a triangle. So we go from 2 to 1, from 1 to 8, from 8 to 2. That's perfect. That is correct for this corner. Let's go to the next corner. So it's this one, and we go from 4 to 6, from 6 to 8, and from 8 to 4. That's good. That's correct as well. Maybe we have fixed it. I don't know, but we will look at all of the corners. So that is corner 2. So we go from 0 to 2, from 2 to 10, and from 10 to 0. So that's correct. Corner 3, which is up here. So we go from 6 to 5, from 5 to 10, and from 10 to 6. Perfect. That might have actually fixed all the issues that we have. Or like, not all, but some. Alright, so that is corner 4 should be the thing. So we go from 1 to 3, from 3 to 9, 1 to 3, 3 to 9, and 9 to 1. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That is correct by the looks of it. Corner 5, which is here, and we go from 7 to 4, from 4 to 9, and from 9 to 7. That's correct as well. Okay. Then we have another one, corner 6. Where we probably from 3 to 0, from 0 to 11, and from 11 to 3. Yep, that looks correct. Last but not least, the last corner, 5 to 7, 5 to 7, 7 to 11, And then 11 to 5. Perfect. So that works. That at least works. So I can get rid of a couple of things here again. And then, well, that one is not correct, so that's V2, V3, E3, E2. I would, because I wanted to have this collapsible, that's why I had those. Okay. Alright, so we have those edge indices done. Let's comment out that thing again, we don't need that. Let's go back to our real volume thing. And now what we do is we take our first segment, which could be the back one, it doesn't really matter. And basically we build a list. Yes, Vulkan supports dynamic rendering, it's the best thing ever. So if I go to my command buff, because I don't have render passes or frame buffer objects anymore, and it makes it so much simpler. Because my render pass is empty. It doesn't have anything, so if you see here, we only create a render pass, which I'm not even sure if I support, if dynamic rendering is not enabled. Otherwise, I just have render pass settings, and the render pass settings are just describing what read and write operations I need. So basically the thing that you would need to create a render pass. And then when you call begin render pass, you fill out VK, what is it? How was it called? VK rendering info, I think. Yeah. So this one VK rendering info key KHR, and then you just say begin rendering. And this struct basically is all the stuff that the frame buffer and render pass had before. Although, sorry, I think frame buffers you still need. Or do you need them? Wait, hold on. I'm not sure anymore. Frame buffer cache. Maybe you don't need those as well. Yeah, I don't know. That I can't answer why it's outdated, but yeah, it's like definitely I wouldn't recommend using the old 1.0 thing. Frame buffer. No, I don't do anything, see? Don't create a frame buffer if you use dynamic rendering. So we don't even call VK frame buffer create. Yeah, you don't need frame buffers, you don't need render paths. Everything is handled by the render info begin. Basically, you give it the color and the depth attachments and the render path information and call begin render. And then, of course, you need to do a end render at the end when you're done. Yeah, for sure. And then while you're at it, because if you go from the Vulkan tutorial, it's pretty much it's very outdated. But that's a little bit more complicated and not so straightforward. But I would recommend you look at the things that are called timeline semaphores. It's a different type of semaphore, and it makes synchronization between different rendering calls way easier because you don't need fences anymore. Like, it makes the whole command buffer queuing way simpler because you don't need semaphores and fences anymore. You can do everything just with semaphores. So you get rid of the fences as well, the VK fences, which is a nice thing. The only downside is presenting to the swap chain does not support this type of semaphore, so you still need a different old semaphore for the present of the swap chain. But besides that, they are like just way better than the Boolean semaphores and fences. Yeah, they are not very good in giving you good tutorials. It's a fun time when you have to figure that out all on your own. I mean, to be honest, if you are already at... No, I can't do that now. You will rewrite everything from scratch again. Can I do that? It's in the journal video, right? I saw that. I didn't know that this exists. Wait, let me find it again. Where is it? No, not that one. Go away. This one, yeah. So if you really don't want to bother with any of that, which I would still recommend to do it once. Yeah, exactly. NVIDIA, yeah. Because then you kind of get rid of all that stuff kind of for free. Which is something I'm considering eventually now that I saw it. I didn't know this exists actually. But yeah, it's very low on my priority list because I have Vulkan more or less working. But it's definitely something I'm keeping in the back of my head and potentially change in the future if I want to support DirectX 12, for example. But I think it's still good at least once. I wouldn't want to miss, even though it's painful, very painful, I wouldn't want to miss the experience I got from writing it once. No, wait, why can't I select in this chat? Why do I have to go to the browser to select that text that you sent? OBS, please. Daxa is a convenient, simple modern cube structure built on Vulkan. Okay. That is nice. The second point. Okay. Yeah. But it does take away the window as well, or what? Oh, okay, no. Maybe it doesn't. I mean, maybe I will, yeah. I mean, that's pretty nice, right? It reminds me a little bit, of course, it's like way more advanced, but it reminds me a little bit of the Vulkan Loader Volk, or what it's called. Of course, it does way more than that, but it kind of reminded me a little bit on that. At least like this crate thing and stuff like that. It's very simple with work as well. Ah, no, please. Why macros? No, they lost me. With this, they lost me. Oh, that's nice. They have a task graph. Okay. Yeah, that's very similar to what the render graph of my engine does. Probably theirs is a little bit better, like already more fleshed out, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't think that I would want to change that just because the fact that I hate macros, so they kinda lost me at that point with this. Yeah, I agree that macros are better in other languages. But in C++ they are just pain in my... like, I would say. I say that right, and I have a couple of them, but yeah. It's mostly because it's nice that you can conditionally compile them away, but that's about it. Alright, so how do I want to do that? Maybe we do a U30 or like a U8 edge index. And now we do edge index here is segment get to edge index. Or maybe not, I don't know. Let's, well, first we push our vertices back. So we do for each const auto line point in segment line points. We push back our point. Now I need to figure out where I stopped with original Vulkan docs. Are you using like the Vulkan tutorial, or what are you using? Like, are you using this one, which is like, I think the kind of official one, but maybe not. Ah, okay, there's another one as well. I didn't know that there is. I thought always that this is kind of the unofficial official one. Oh, but it's this. Is it the same? It looks kind of the same. Oh, it is the same. Okay, I didn't know that. Why do they have like two different? Because if you go to texture mapping, it's exactly the same thing. So it is like on the official one and this one. All right. Didn't know that there is a separate one, like a separate website for it on the official docs. And the Vulkan guide, I think I have that one bookmarked as well, if I find it. I guess you mean like this one, right? The VK dev guide or whatever. This one is a little bit more up to date, I would say, even, because I think that one uses the dynamic rendering. I think it uses SDR too, yeah. Or does it? I'm not sure which one it uses anymore. I know it uses Volk to initialize everything. Oh yeah, it uses SDR, yeah. Hey lol boy. Ah, it's going good, it's going good. We released the engine. Actually I can do the thing again in Twitch chat. So the source code is available if people are interested. But yeah, be aware it only works on Windows and it's yeah, not finished at all, right? You will probably encounter bugs, crashes, whatever. But it's like a first version. Yeah. Maybe we do a hold on. Yeah, no, let's do that. So let's push that all down there. And now we remove that segment, wherever it is. Here. So we can do pop back like that. And then we do while. Basically while has added this force. Well, or while we have added something. It's probably the better way. So if Oh, we go through all the segments, right? So we go again, basically this loop here. Eh. What have I done here? Why is... What? Okay. Really, you didn't bother squashing readmes from April 3rd? What? April 3rd. Ah, you mean in the commit history or what? Yeah, I could have probably. Yeah, I know. It's on the web interface I updated it multiple times. Happens. But yeah, I could have probably squashed that. Maybe, right? Maybe. My Git is my Git knowledge is very, very bad. To be honest. Games business is quite usual to use Perforce, which I'm not sure if people know. And that one is slightly different. But to be honest, I like it more. But yeah. It's just that I'm not using it that much outside of work, right? So it's like, yeah. I'm by no means a fan of Perforce, but it's not just German game devs, right? It's Ubisoft uses Perforce. I'm pretty sure EA uses Perforce. Most of the game studios use Perforce, to be honest. It's because before Git LFS, Perforce was just better with binaries. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, it's quite common in the games industry. That one. So we go to the line segment, and if our line segment get to edge index is our edge index. Or our line segment get from edge index. The other way around, but is our edge index. Well, actually we can maybe do it like that. Do I want to flip it in that case or not? That's the question. That one I'm not quite sure. Git now supports binaries even without LFS, but can get mushed up by Onyx. Yeah, but I mean, still there is like, I mean, okay, that's only an issue if you have like a repository on GitHub and not like a private server or something like that. There's still the file size thing, and don't think it's still that good with binaries, but it definitely got better. But besides that, I just like the Git workflow, even though I'm not like used to it by any means, and I always fuck it up because I'm still used to the, because I work with Perforce, so I'm kinda still stuck in the Perforce workflow. But I really like that you can commit stuff locally in Git and then push everything once you're done, and you have like versioning on your machine and not just if you submit. So that's really nice, because that's like something that doesn't exist in Perforce. So I'm not sure if I want to flip this or not. But let's assume that I do. So here we do then line segment, get to edge index. And here I would do get from edge index. And then we basically push all of those here, and otherwise we push them in the reverse order. Oops. I'm not sure if that will be perfect, and there might be still that this is kind of fucked. And then we still do this basically. So if our line strip at the end has the same thing, now we erase one of them. I mean, there is also GitHub which runs Arctic preserve storage for code, but can afford to give more than one gig. Okay. Again, I take it that my Git knowledge is not the best, but it's good enough. And I think nobody will care about the update readme. There is a Stiegel, indeed. There is indeed. It's my little celebratory beer because I convinced myself to publish the engine. And maybe it makes me think better, but probably not. Probably it has the opposite effect. Oh, why did I mark that as const? God damn it. But yeah, I don't only need someone who teaches me how to use Git, I need someone who teaches me how to use CMake. Because I have everything working, but I'm not entirely happy with how it is, I think. But it's good enough. But it's really hard to find people that like know CMake. What did I want to do? Oh yeah, scene editor. Well, it's not how I would have wanted it to go. I've never used Mason. Or Mason, or I have no idea how to pronounce it. And I really like, I mean, I don't know, maybe that's in Mason as well the same, but I really like in CMake the integration from other Git repositories is so simple. I mean, I'm more or less okay with Git, but yeah, as Captain Chica said, I don't really know how to squash multiple commits, and the whole thing with the rebasing and stuff like that is sometimes confusing for me. Like sometimes I committed something and I want to get rid of it, and it's a pain to get rid of the commit again. But probably that's super simple and I'm just too stupid to do it. Which is fine. I don't really mind about that. It happens. It's like Perforce I really know a lot about, and I would say I'm very much one of the, like in the companies that I work with, always one of the persons that knows the best how to navigate Perforce and how to revert and roll back and everything like that, just because I've used it for 15 years or something like that already. But yeah, Git only used it since 2018 and then only like for my own stuff, so I basically just used it as here commit and that's it. So I really didn't do that much with it, like more like complicated things with it. Because it just didn't come up in like the stuff that I needed to do with it. But it got a lot better in the last couple of months now that I have had to deal with it for this project setup and everything. And for the release, so it got a little bit better, I would say. Oh, okay. So why is my... Why is that empty? Why is my... Why is my cube missing? Send help. So we do that, and do we always skip it here or what? Mm-hmm. We have 3 segments. Why would you... Okay, what? I guess we can probably put a breakpoint here. So we have 3 segments, which is perfect. Then we have the edge index 11, which makes sense. Now we push our points, which is good. Then we pop back here. Then we go here, perfect. From 11 to 5, which is not the edge index. Well, no, that is actually the edge index we are looking for. But why? Because I'm stupid. Oh my god, okay, well, that should have... Maybe we should rename that. It's like a pain, but okay. Well, that didn't work out as I thought it would. Shouldn't you have pushed more? Hold on, why did... what the hell? I mean, even if... Oh no. But did you really buy it? Why did you not take the Ubisoft Connect for a month, which is like way cheaper than buying the full game? Because realistically you don't own it anyways, even if you buy the game. Because when they turn off any service like Ubisoft Connect, it's gone anyways as well. Okay. Okay, that's good. And then... Why do we still have... Hold on, why do we still have segments here? Oh, because I'm not removing them, right? Yeah, we need to do that. God damn it. So we want to here Segments erase. Wait, and that is wrong as well. That should be true. God damn it. Okay, so we have true, and then we do the edge index. We do that, and yeah, that should be good. Ask Steam to integrate with Ubisoft Connect. Why they do? I mean, some games are on like on Steam. But yeah. What can I say? They really hate money. Wait a second. Hold on. This is working. Did I fix it? Just by adding the edge indices and moving the thing correctly? By connecting the vertices based on the edge index, did I fix it? Hold on. Did I make fire today and the beer actually helped? That would be a success story that I didn't expect. I'm sorry, Ubisoft Connect doesn't work on superior operating systems. What do you mean? It works on Windows. Isn't it superior? It indeed is the Stiegel buff, it seems like. Now I can make the Stiegel logo out of the cubes, right? That's like the next goal. Alright, so I think I've fixed it, because the sphere looks fine as well, which was broken before as well. Ah, that's almost too good to be true. Let me quickly check that I'm not still doing something weird somewhere. Before we celebrate too early, let's double check that we're not doing anything stupid somewhere. I agree, I'm not that happy with Windows anymore as well, but kinda used to it as well, so that's the pain, but let's see for how long. I mean, I have Windows 11 now, so I'm fine for the foreseeable future. Hops driven development. Well, that only works for one beer, right? Because the second beer and only bad things would happen. And it fixed as well the weirdness, right? Because we don't have... Yeah, I think actually that all got great so far. So let's bring back one more time the cube. It's not the cube, that's the cube. Because what I would want to have... Oh, actually, that was already the test I wanted to do. Because previously we always entered this weird case where we had... yeah, like basically broken components that had like too few indices, and now we don't, which is good. So I guess what we can do is do an assert for here, even though it shouldn't be probably an assert. It should most likely be it should probably be just an error. not a full-on assert. Because I don't think I want to crash on that, to be honest. Yeah, we can do that. And I would want to do as well, another thing is... let's do that. Because I do think that will like bring out all of our just want to see if we hit that. Okay, yeah, we do. Perfect. And then in that case, I probably want to remove it, but what we will do for now is I want to just see if that is even then a valid thing. Does that still make it a valid sphere or a valid cube if we leave out those? I mean, it should, because they don't really add anything, right? Yeah. And it basically removes a lot of the obsolete things that we wouldn't want to have anyways. Actually, I would want to see that in render doc. How that looks now. But yeah, that is very, very nice. Is that the right path? Probably it is. No, that's actually... Let's build, and that is probably Irrlicht. Yeah, that looks fine. Good. Alright, and now we have here our beautiful thing, and we have... Okay, yeah, I mean, that looks nice. And it looks like very good in terms of like triangulation. It's a little bit like, of course, like too densely triangulated for the fact that it's like flat surfaces. I will address that with the adaptive resolution in the future. But I think what I would want to try now is what happens if we run the whole thing on our terrain that we had. It will probably fail, right? I mean, I am almost certain it will fail. So what I would want to do is not run that on that, but run it on... we need to pass in the volume source. Oh, that's not it. That can be const. I call it CSG source. Get rid of that. Wherever that went. I mean, it probably crashes. I'm not gonna lie. There is a good chance that it crashes. So the dimension we want to make bigger. And then the sample resolution. Probably want to make bigger as well. Although, not necessarily. We could leave it at 4 for now and see what happens. Because that's 4 samples per bird unit anyway, so not per dimension, I think. I mean, it's kind of the same. So let's see how bad that is. The problem is this is now a 3 by like X, Y, Z in like 1K resolution, which is a little bit big and wasting a lot of space up in like the Y axis. Because there's just a lot of air that we sample for nothing. So it might take some time. We should have maybe made it smaller. But now I'm committed to wait. At least for a couple more seconds.
I just know that whatever comes our way, whenever I feel lost,
You see red text in the background. Ah, that's just Vulkan stuff. Don't worry. Just some validation errors.
and I'll be there for you.
Nobody cares about that. Well, I do, but... yeah. So... are we always continue? No, we are not. We're somewhere in... probably the extraction. Yeah, sure. See you maybe tomorrow. I will be streaming every day this week up until Saturday, because on Sunday I'm flying to Croatia for 4 days, 5 days. Yeah, I'm back on Thursday next week, but yeah. Okay, let's make this a little bit smaller. Layer 9? What? Is that really too much that we sample here, or what is going on? Oh, it seems like it. I mean, maybe. Ah, that's quite a lot of samples, yeah. Let's do it like in like one, like word unit 1. So it's like way simpler. Yeah, that happens. god, that is slow as hell. Holy. Exactly. Well, I mean, they were kinda our partners in crime. That's insanely slow. Why is it that slow? Holy, is that slow as hell. I mean, we might be able to already... the problem is it's not thread safe on the mesh builder. I'm inclined to wait once to see how it looks, but holy moly, is that slow. But yeah, it can be quite a lot faster. Alright, let's make 100, I don't know. Maybe that makes it a little bit better. Or maybe we just do 50 meters or something like that, I don't know. I just want to see something, god damn it. Oh. What? Okay, that's not as... Ah, okay, yeah, I mean, that makes somewhat sense. Don't worry, all good. But yeah, that is unfortunate. That's the wrong scene, so we probably don't want to have that one. Although, I mean, I guess we can, but we can probably copy paste some stuff over from the other scene. But you need to do that if you go to Germany afterwards, but yeah. Too soon. Well, not really too soon, but in the current context of America, maybe too soon. But yeah, maybe let's not talk about politics. Makes someone only sad. Aha, there is my volume source. So we take that. I have my mortars and they are scoped on 2 countries. Okay. Wait, I just saw something which is a little bit concerning, not gonna lie. Wait, what? I want to copy this. Please copy it here. Thank you. Why? This shouldn't be here. Am I not? You know, less jurisdiction involved. God damn it, that is a hard word. Let's see. Okay, so that will process in the background. I want to... Why do we... where is the scene editor? At the bottom when we do the camera. Here, transient component. Shouldn't you make it that you're not saved? Serialize entity. Oh, maybe. Or maybe we should do if. Oh no, wait, where is the entities? Here, sector entities. Oh, but that one just has all the entities in there. Yeah, so we need to check it here probably. And then if we do, if we have them, we just return true. And then I think that shouldn't save it anymore. Well, that's not how I would have wanted it to go. Why is that the case? Because I'm stupid. Okay, that's why. But yeah, I mean, that looks pretty good. I'm not sure if we would want to move already to the GPU with that. Or if we want to add the adaptive resolution first. But to be honest, the adaptive resolution is not that important. I would claim it's not that important. Okay. I mean, it's something. Not quite sure if it's what I would want to see. But so the chunk size was 256, but the resolution was lower. Okay. But the problem is we can't really do that in like a very efficient way currently. I mean, I guess what we could do is only do here 30 or something like that, because in Y direction we don't really need that much resolution. And then we can maybe do that by double. Not sure if that makes a big difference, probably not. Maybe it would be nicer to see if we can multi-thread it to speed it up a little bit. Either that or create multiple smaller chunks, which then we can multi-thread because they built their own mesh. That would be the other option. I mean, I could try to add the other components again. Yeah, not sure. But I'm already happy that like the first thing worked. That we fixed our finally fixed our meshes. That's like a good step. Because now it's just, I mean, just making it faster, which shouldn't be too hard. I mean, getting it to the GPU, that will be probably a pain again. But yeah. I mean, yeah, kinda supports it, right? I don't think it's really well supported, but yeah, it does, I think. But then do other platforms support it is the other question. Because that I'm not too sure about. Okay. But where would you, I mean, except for some shaders, where would you want to have float 16? Because usually I've never seen like a case where I was like, oh, I would need a float 16 here. But yeah, I don't know. For shaders it's sometimes useful. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that I can imagine, but maybe. I'm always wondering, I do see the benefit of it, but I'm not sure if it's really that big. But yeah, I guess profiling it would be important in that case, because I don't know if it makes such a big difference. I mean, memory wise, of course it does, but I don't know. Don't know if you even notice that unless you store like a lot of data. Like what? Maybe it would be good in the case where what I'm doing right now, right, where I store like word information, like the volumetric data, because it's a lot of data. Yes. I mean, with 1-bit floats, you don't have precision errors. It's either there or not, right? So, easy. God damn it, why does it... Maybe that was a mistake, I don't know. God damn it. I just want to see something, please. Oh, wait. I'm stupid. Oh, but that might be wrong, maybe? Oh no, I think it might be fine actually. Well, in reality, you only need precision for collisions. When it comes to word mesh, everything else you pretty much won't see. Yeah. Yep, that's true. Well, I mean, that is pretty much the same. Did we make it bigger? Or did we not make it bigger? Oh, no, maybe we didn't make it bigger, never mind. Alright, so... that's unfortunate. That's not really what I would want. We could do an offset. Actually, what I would want to be curious, let's make it small again. And yeah, let's do that CSG source, it's fine. I would want to see a combination of sources. So probably something that we had in the past. Basically a CSG sphere. Let's actually take them from here, because why not? And then probably, yeah, tomorrow we will deal with the performance and trying to get our mesh again, like our proper terrain basically. So I don't want a plane. I want a cube. I have a CSG sphere. And then we have the CSG union. That basically goes CSG sphere and CSG cube. Not quite sure why I decided that pointers would be the way to go here, but okay. And now we do that. Another question is, so that one is, let's do actually 2.5. And then the radius is 2. And then we do at 4, 4, and Well, actually that one will probably be 2.5 there because the height will be the same. And the sad, let's do sad as well the same. Let's do size 1. And that should give us something. That should be merged. Like it should give us a sphere and a cube that are hopefully connected to each other. Well, they are, but not how I... Oh, because we still have the Y limited. Beautiful. I mean, that looks pretty much perfect. I would want to see one more time how that... God damn it. How that actually looks in RenderDoc. Because we have like the mesh view. I mean, I could probably... It would make sense at this point to add like a wireframe renderer or something like that. Render path to our engine. Because that would be probably quite useful by now. I mean, that looks beautiful. And it looks as well pretty nicely triangulated, to be honest. Because, yeah, we have the sharp corners here of the cube. And yeah, that looks actually pretty good. It's of course a little bit bumpy sometimes, but I mean that is basically because of the resolution that we are currently like limiting ourselves to. Why it's not perfect, but I mean it's pretty good. Alright, I think with that today, that was actually already better than I expected. I wouldn't have thought that we fix it this simply by... I thought I have to do more with the edge indices. But that basically fixed all the binding order issues that I had. So yeah, the plan for tomorrow then is getting our terrain again, like the simplex noise terrain running. And for that we probably need to I mean there's two ways, I'm not sure which one we try first. I think we need to try the simple one first, which is trying to still have the uniform grid that we have now, but maybe trying to find a way to multi-thread it so that we can use all our cores instead of just one to generate the mesh. That should help quite a lot. Because I think the other way, getting it to run on the octree, is a little bit dangerous because of the because we don't have the adaptive resolution support in the code yet. So we would introduce potentially holes again, just by adding the adaptive resolution. I mean, that looks like a camera. Maybe I use that as a camera icon right away. Not just kidding. Okay, well, that was good stream today. I'm happy with that. That's really, really nice that that works, because I was going slowly crazy. But yeah, it was just a matter of connecting the components correctly. Yep, all right. Thank you very much. Again, for people that I'm going crazy with triangle. Well, yeah, because you need like 3,000 lines of code just to render a triangle in Vulkan. But once you have that triangle, nothing else works, because then you realize you need to do all the stuff around it to render a separate thing with a separate shader. But yeah, once you have it running, it's pretty nice, but it takes... To be honest, it takes way too much effort for what it actually does, but what can you do? But as you said, it's always those damn triangles, right? So now you're fighting with the damn triangles. Alright, but yeah, have a nice rest of your evening. See you tomorrow, same time again, 7:30. And yeah, let's keep pushing our terrain here and our volumetric stuff, because I do think this algorithm is like a lot better, because just by the fact already that we have like those sharp corners, it already makes it that much more interesting. Which is something we didn't have before, so that's good. Now I just want to see if it still works with our more sophisticated terrain, or like, yeah, more sophisticated source, which is the volume source for simplex noise. Alright. Yeah, for people as well, maybe that joined late, the engine is available if you want to try it, even though like this part is not available yet because it's in the development stream that I didn't submit yet. Yeah, you can check out still the rest of the source code here. And yeah, have a nice rest of your evening. See you tomorrow at 7:30. And yeah, bye bye. You can pin those messages. Oh yeah, I can. Well, I will do that tomorrow. But yeah, good to know. I kinda knew it, but kinda forgot that I can do that, but yeah. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a great night.